Okay, in this lecture we are going to learn about divergence and curl. So we already know what divergence is and we already know what curl is, but we will also see how one can use the divergence and curl to get some relations which make our integrations easier. Okay, so we have already seen Green's theorem. So what was the Green's theorem? The Green's theorem was a double integral over the area A, right? Dou q by dou x minus dou p by dou y dx dy is nothing but integral over the boundary or the contour which binds the area A, p dx plus q dy. Okay, this is our Green's theorem. Okay, here p and q are arbitrary. Okay, but if we define q as Vx, okay, so what we'll do is we'll define p and q as some components of a vector. Okay, that's what we will do. So if we define q as Vx and p as Vy, okay, where V is Vxi plus Vyj. So V is a vector now and Vx is our q and Vy is our p. Okay, this is what we are doing. Okay, then dou q by dou x minus dou p, so p is our minus Vy. Okay, so this is our minus p minus dou p by dou y, okay, is going to be dou Vx by dou x plus dou Vy by dou y, right, because Vy is minus p. Okay, this is what we will get. And what is this? This is nothing but del dot V, right, which is divergence of V. Okay, so this is divergence of V with the component Vz is equal to 0, right, because we didn't have a Vz in our vector field. So Vz was 0 and this is our divergence of V. Okay. So this is one part. So we have written down what is dou q by dou x minus dou p by dou y. So now let's look at the other part. So let's say we have this is so we need to draw what? We need to draw a simple closed loop. Okay. So let's say this is our A. So the area inside this curve is A and this curve is C. Okay, so at any given point we can find what is the normal to the surface. So normal to the surface means it is a vector which is perpendicular to the surface. Okay, so at this point the vector perpendicular to the surface will be in this direction here, and this is our r, right, which is our dr. Okay, and this is going to be our n ds. So dr represents the tangent and this represents our normal. Okay, so now what r is, obviously every time r is always given by xi plus yj, because this is only in two dimensions. We will write r equals xi plus yj. So dr is going to be dx into I plus dy j. Okay, and what is nds? Nds is nothing but nds is something which is perpendicular to dr. Okay, So something that is perpendicular to dr would be, if you imagine that nds is written as xy, so it will be, so how will you find whether it's perpendicular? You will find x, so if this is xi plus yj, so we should have, right, if this is perpendicular, it means that nds dot dr should give you 0. So we have xi plus yj dot dxi plus dyj should give 0. Okay, so we don't know what capital X and capital Y are. We are going to find it out. So from here we have xi plus yj dot dxi plus dyj is 0, which means x dx plus y dy is 0, which means y dy is equal to minus x dx. Okay, so by x is nothing but minus dx by dy. Okay, alright, and since this is going to be normal, we are ultimately going to have the fact that so the simplest way that we can satisfy this is if we take x is equal to dy and y is equal to minus dx. So we'll get our nds vector is going to be dy into I minus dx into j. Okay, so this is what we are going to get. Okay, so this is our nds, and now let's see. So this is the unit vector. Okay, now p dx plus q dy is nothing but minus vy dx plus vx dy. Okay, so this is, so what is this actually? This can be broken down into two parts. One is, this will be v, so this part can be written as vx I, okay, plus vyj dot product with the normal, and the normal is, okay, so this can be written as dot product with the normal. Okay, and what is the normal? So this is nothing but vxi plus vyj with dot product with dyi minus dxj. Okay, so this can be written as this. Okay, so we have ultimately, this is what v and this is nds. Okay, so we have a dot product of v and nds. So ultimately, if you see from the Green's theorem, we have derived another equation, which is, so our dou q by dou x minus dou p by dou y integral over a dx dy was divergence of v, and p dx plus q dy integral over the closed loop is integral over the loop v dot nds. Okay, so ultimately it means that, so we can write divergence of v dx dy is integral over the closed loop c v dot nds. Okay, so this is a formula known as the divergence theorem, and this divergence theorem formula is in 2 dimensions. Okay, we can, sometimes we also write c as dou a, so we can also write this as um, divergence of v dx dy over A is closed loop integral over dA over dou A v dot n ds. Okay, this is the same thing as this. They are exactly equivalent. Okay, now this is in 2 dimensions. So we can generalize it to 3 dimensions. So in 3 dimensions, the same thing. So generalize it to 3 dimensions. What will it be? It will be triple integral over the volume. So the volume is generally represented as tau. Divergence of v d tau is equal to dou tau v dot n d sigma. So now this is an integral over the area element, and this is your volume element. Okay, so this is the generalization to 3 dimensions. So remember, actually Green's theorem, what I have shown you, that cannot be generalized to 3 dimensions. That is always in 2 dimensions in a plane. But this divergence theorem, okay, which is related in some manner to the Green's theorem, this can be generalized to 3 dimensions. Okay, alright. Now let's look at another form of this. Or let's look at another application of the Green's theorem. Okay. So another application would be, so let us first write the Green's theorem so that we know what we are working with. So the Green's theorem is dou q by dou x minus dou p by dou y dx dy is p dx plus q dy. So this is our Green's theorem. Okay, now let q is equal to vy and p is equal to vx. Okay, where v is what? ivx plus j vy. So v is a vector field in 2 dimensions. Okay, so now you have dou q by dou x minus dou p by dou y is nothing but dou vy by dou x minus dou vx by dou y. Okay, so when you look at this, what is this actually? This is nothing but curl of v dot k. So this is nothing but del cross v dot k. Okay, so when you do del cross v dot k, you are going to get this. So this is nothing but del cross v dot k. Now let's look at the other part. The other part is p dx plus q dy. So this is, so q was vy and p was vx, right? So we just substitute it here. Vx dx plus vy dy. And what is this? This is nothing but V dot dr. Why? Because V is nothing but Vxi plus Vyj, and dr is nothing but dx into I plus dy into j. So if you do V dot dr, you are going to get this. Okay. So now you can combine. So the Green's theorem gets reduced to integral over the area curl V dot k dx dy is equal to dou A V dot dr. Okay. Alright. And this form, okay, this form is known as the Stokes theorem. Okay, so this form is known as the Stokes theorem. So this can also be written as A del cross V dot n d sigma. So in general, so this following form that I am writing is the general form. So n d sigma is equal to dou A V dot dr. Okay. Alright. So this is your Stokes theorem. So the divergence theorem is related to the divergence and Stokes theorem is related to the curl of the vector field. Okay. So what do we mean by divergence and curl of a vector field? Physically what we mean is, so generally vector field is very easy to understand if you look at flowing water. So imagine flowing water, okay, water or any fluid you can imagine, but let's say it is flowing water. So around a point, if water is flowing, okay, with some velocity, there will be a vector field around the point. Okay. So divergence is something that if there is a source from which water is coming out and a sink where, so this is going this way, and then there is a sink where water is flowing in. So divergence represents the magnitude. So divergence of a vector field represents the magnitude of the flowing water, in the sense that whether it is going inside the sink or it is going outside the source. This point is called the source, and this point is called the sink. Okay, there is a very good video. I will link you to the video and you can watch the video to understand it better. But the point is that when you imagine, when you look at when you see divergence of V, which is del cross V, okay, so when you look at del cross V, it gives you one particular number, okay, because del cross V is going to be a scalar quantity, so it will give you some number. Let's say it gave you some magnitude A. It could be plus or minus A. So plus A or minus A depends on whether the water is flowing inside the sink or out of the source. Okay, so that represents what is the magnitude of the flowing velocity. In the case of water, it will be the velocity field. In the case of electric charge, it will be the electric field and stuff like that. Okay, so this is going to be your divergence. What does curl represents on the other hand? So curl of V, if you want to understand it physically, what it means is, so curl of V is what? Curl of V is nothing but del cross V. Okay. So del cross V is what? It is a vector product. It's a vector quantity, right? So del cross V will give you another vector. So this vector quantity represents what is the direction of rotation of the vector field around a particular point. So depending on whether the vector field rotates in the counterclockwise or clockwise direction, you will have a different sign for the vector field, for the curl of V. So divergence represents just the flowing water into or out of a sink, and curl of V represents the rotation field of the vector, or the rotational direction of the vector. This is what you can physically understand what they mean. Okay, so let us do a problem. So one more thing that I forgot to tell you was that for Stokes theorem, what was the Stokes theorem again? The Stokes theorem was double integral over an area A and curl of V dot nds or nd sigma is going to give you dou A V dot dr. Okay, so in this, what is the surface? So d sigma nd sigma represents the normal from the surface. So the surface here has to be something like an open surface. So what is an open surface? Imagine a bowl, right, or a plastic bag. So that is an open surface, right? So basically it is not closed fully, but it is an open surface, and there is a bounding curve. So this circle, so hemisphere is an open surface. Open surface. So hemisphere is an open surface, and this circle is the bounding curve, right? Bounding curve. So when I say dou A here, this represents your bounding curve, okay, and sigma is your entire area or surface area of this entire hemisphere, okay. And if you look at any particular small patch of d sigma, let's call this small patch of area d sigma, then the normal from this, right, is going to be, represent your this normal and dot product with the curl of the vector field is going to give you this area integral. Okay, this is what it will give you. This is your nd sigma. Alright. So let's do a few problems. I think then you will follow it better. So V is given by Ix plus Jy plus Kz, okay, and evaluate V dot nd sigma over the closed surface of a cylinder with the radius equal to A and height equal to h. So radius of the cylinder is A and height of the cylinder is h, and we need to find out this integral over this particular cylinder. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So if you look at, we need to find V dot nd sigma over the cylinder. So there is some bounded curve which is the cylinder. So this is V dot nd sigma, and this can be related with the divergence theorem. So what is the divergence theorem? So this is an integral over the area element, right? And this is your So this is an integral over the area, and this therefore will be an integral over your volume, and this will be a divergence of V d tau. Okay, so integral over the volume. So what is divergence of V? So V is given by Ix plus Jy plus Kz. So divergence of V is nothing but dou Vx by dou x plus dou Vy by dou y plus dou Vz by dou z. And this is your Vx, this is your Vy, this is your Vz. So we'll have 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this is just 3. So ultimately our integral reduces to, we had to find out this integral, right? Del dot V d tau. So this reduces to 3 integral over tau. Tau is what? This is a cylinder. So integral over the cylinder. So cylinder volume d tau. So what is a cylinder volume? So we know the volume of the cylinder. So this integral we need not do it separately. We know already what is the volume, the complete volume of the cylinder. So the volume of the cylinder is 3 into pi a square h. So our integral reduces to, we can find the integral very easily. So this is 3 pi a square h. This is our answer. So let's do another problem which may be slightly more complicated. Find del cross F d tau over the volume tau over the region x square plus y square plus z square equals less than or equal to 25. So what is this? This is an equation of a sphere. Okay, so they are asking us to find out the integral over the divergence of S, the volume integral over the divergence of F. Okay, so this is divergence of F, where F is equal to x square plus y square plus z square to xi plus yj plus zk. Okay, so this is what we have to find out. So first of all, when you see this, right, when you see divergence of F into d tau, okay, you have to immediately think of divergence theorem, okay, and we will see whichever way it is easy to compute. So the point here is that since we have del dot F, so let's find what del dot F is. So what is del dot F? Del is dou by dou x of fx plus dou by dou y fy plus dou by dou z fz. So this is our, and fx is x square plus y square plus z square into x, fy is x square plus y square plus z square into y, and fz is x square plus y square plus z square into z. Okay, so let's find del dot f. So del dot f is going to be 3x square plus y square plus z square. So this is your dou fx by dou x. 3y square plus x square plus z square is dou fy by dou y. Okay, plus 3z square plus x square plus y square. Okay, this is going to be a dou f z by dou z. So I hope by now you know how to do these differentiations, so you will do it. Okay, I have told you. So this is nothing but 5 into x square plus y square plus z square. Now we know that the volume is actually the volume over which we have to calculate the integral is actually a sphere. So this is a spherical object over which we have to calculate this integral. So since this is a spherical object, we already know what is the equation of the sphere, and this is nothing but plus y square plus z square is nothing but your radius square, right? So this is nothing but your r square. So we have 5r square. Okay, this is your del dot f. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to compute this volume integral del dot f d tau. Okay, and this for us reduced to 5r square d tau. So since we converted these into spherical coordinate, that's why we got it as r. So we have to convert d tau also to the spherical coordinates. Okay, so what are the spherical coordinates here? So d tau for a sphere we already know, right? We can calculate this using the Jacobian, how we have done it before. So d tau would be r square sine theta dr d theta d phi. So this is our d tau in spherical coordinates. Okay, so we have this integral that we were supposed to find. Okay, 5 into so dr goes from, this is r square dr. So we had 5 r square d tau, which reduces to 5 into, so r goes from 0 to r goes from 5 dr. Then this one is theta goes from 0 to pi d theta, and phi goes from 0 to 2 pi d phi r square into r square sine theta. Okay, so ultimately the integral that we have to compute is 5 into r power 4 dr 0 to 5 sine theta d theta 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi d phi. This is what we have to compute. Since none of the variables are related to other variables, so phi is an independent variable, so and the integral here is not related to, the limits here are not related to any other variable, so we can compute these independently. So finally we will get, if we compute this integral, we will get r power 5 by 5 0 to 5. If we compute this, we will get minus cos theta from 0 to pi, and this one will get phi, right? We will get phi from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so we have 5 into, so r power 5, so this will be 5 power 5 by 5 minus 0, and this will be 1 minus of minus 1, and this will be 2 pi minus 0. So we are going to get 5 power 5 into 2 into 2 pi. So the answer is 4 pi into 5 by 5. So this is your result. Homework. Evaluate the integral r dot n d sigma. So this is over sigma, over the area, over the whole surface of the cylinder bounded by x square plus y square equals 1, z equal to 0 and z equals 3. So here r is nothing but r is ix plus jy plus zk. Evaluate the integral either as volume integral or as surface integral. Whichever is easier. Okay, so here just look at the problem. The problem wants you to calculate this integral over the whole surface area. Okay, so the integral is over the whole surface area of the cylinder. So cylinder is a closed volume, right? So it is not an open surface, it is a closed volume, and this is of the form V dot NDS. Okay, so you can use divergence theorem, because that will relate V dot NDS, ND sigma will be related to divergence of V. Okay, and then you can calculate your integral. So this integral is over the surface, and when you convert it to the when you use divergence theorem, divergence of V will be over the whole volume. So you have to see which you have to use. Second homework, evaluate the integral V dot n d sigma if V is equal to x cos square y into I plus x z j plus z sin square y k over the surface of a sphere, okay, with center at origin and radius is equal to 3. Okay, so this is again your V dot ND sigma over the surface of the sphere. Okay, so when you use divergence theorem, you can convert this integral into a triple integral, which is an integral over the volume, where the volume is basically the volume of the sphere. Okay, that is how you have to do. Okay, so here you see V dot ND sigma, so this is going to be, you have to use your divergence theorem.